So here we are again, huh? You sitting there with that tired look in your eyes like everything just fell apart. Around you I know that stare. Hell, I've seen it in my own reflection. You really believed they cared, didn't you? Thought they'd stay, thought they'd help you stand when you were falling. But guess what? People don't care. Not really. They take what they want and walk away, leaving you there on the ground asking yourself why it all went to hell. But listen close, they didn't destroy you. Now don't hand them that power they might have cracked. Your heart sure broke it like cheap glass, but that heart of yours, it's not what keeps you alive, kid. Hearts are fragile, they trust too much, love too deep and bleed too easy. But your spirit, that's a different story. That's iron, that's the part of you they can't reach, no matter how hard they claw. Your spirit is made of steel, untamed, unbreakable, unyielding. Feel that fire burning in your gut, that fury that rises every time you remember how they left you. Let it stay. That pain, it's dangerous, yeah, but it's powerful too. It can crush you, or it can forge you into something stronger than pain itself. That fury, that sting of betrayal, that's your power, kid. That's the reason you'll rise. Not love, not hope, but rage. Pure raw rage. It never lies, it never pretends like people do. And I know what you're asking, why me? Why'd they do it to me? But here's the truth, it's never personal. People just take what fills their emptiness, they drain you dry and move on when there's nothing left. Don't hate it, it's just how the world spins. Everyone chasing something only for themselves. You're just a stop on their journey, nothing more. But here's the secret, they'll never tell you. You don't need them, not a damn one. You came into this world alone, and guess what? You'll leave it alone too. So stop bending yourself to fit their story. Stop craving their love or their praise. It's all smoke, all illusion, all noise. The only thing real in this broken world is that flame inside you, that force that refuses to die no matter how many times they knock you down. Look at me, you think I begged anyone to see my worth? Nah, I carved it out with my own hands from the dirt. They mocked me, spat on me, called me nothing, and now look who's standing. I didn't bend, I didn't break, and neither will you. This world is cold, yeah, it'll crush you if you let it, but the trick is simple. Don't ever let it win. Let it, you can't let the pain consume you whole. You got to shape it, twist it, mold it into something fierce, something sharp. Make it your shield, your blade. Let it harden you, but never let it poison you. Never let it turn you into one of them. Don't become the kind who crush others just to rise. Now that's too easy, that's their game, not yours. You're built different. You rise without stepping on anyone, but don't fool yourself, it won't be easy. No one's waiting to hand you glory on a plate. You'll bleed for every inch you earn, and that's the point. That's where the power is, because when you fight, when you claw your way up through the dirt and the noise, when you finally stand at the top, bruised, bleeding, and unbroken, you'll know deep down you did that. No one else, just you, and they can never take that away from you. You want to cry, go ahead, let those tears fall, let them burn, let them feed the fire inside you. Let them remind you of everything you've survived. They broke your heart, sure, but they didn't destroy you. And once that truth hits you, once it really sinks into your bones, you'll see it clear. They're the weak ones, not you. They can't handle pain, can't stand loss. That's why they lie, that's why they smile fake smiles and hide behind empty laughter. But you don't need masks. You've seen hell and you're still breathing, still standing, and that makes you dangerous, because once you've been shattered and still survived, you stop fearing everything else. What's left to lose? Nothing. And when there's nothing left to lose, there's everything to gain. So tell me, kid, what's it going to be? You going to sit there drowning in pity, or are you going to rise and take what's yours? This world doesn't hand out mercy. You've got to fight for it, grab it, tear it from the jaws of fate. No more excuses, no more tears over ghosts. It's time to wake up, time to strike, because if you don't, they'll keep breaking you till there's nothing left. And we both know you won't let that happen. You're stronger than that, I can see it in your stare. You're a survivor, a fighter. They crushed your heart, but your spirit still burns, and that's all that matters. That's all you'll ever need. So you're still here, that means you're listening, means you know I'm right deep down. You can feel it crawling under your skin, that truth you've tried to bury for so long. They never cared, not really, but you didn't. You handed them your heart thinking it'd be safe. Foolish maybe, but human. And now here you are learning the hardest lesson of all. It was never about being enough, it was about being real, and that's what scares them most. You wrong, that's the lie. They sold you the poison, they fed you to keep you small, keep you doubting yourself, always turning inward, asking what you could have done different. But let me flip it for you. What if it was never your fault? What if it's always been about them, their fear, their emptiness, their selfish little worlds where no one matters but them? Think about it, really think about it. They vanished when you needed them, didn't they? When everything fell apart, when you were drowning, they ran. They were too busy saving themselves, and you were just a casualty in their story. But here's the twist, kid, they didn't break you. No, they wounded you. Sure, they left you bleeding, shaking, questioning everything, but breaking you, that's another level. That means killing the spark inside, the one thing that makes you. And you're still here, aren't you? Still breathing, still feeling, still fighting. To rise, that means they failed. Miserably see what they never counted on was the fire inside. You, that wild, unkillable thing that refuses to die no matter how much they stomp on it, that's your edge. Kid, that's what saves you, that's what drags you out of the hole they buried you in. You don't need their pity or their love or their hollow sorries. All you need is that burn inside, that defiance that won't quit. I see it in your eyes, that storm of rage, trying to stay calm, trying to hold it in, trying to be the bigger person. But tell me, how's that working for you? Swallowing it all, pretending it doesn't hurt. Let me guess, it's eating you alive piece by piece, hollowing you out like rot. You know why? Because you're still playing their game, following their rules, being quiet, compliant, small, but that's not who you are. Is it now? You've got something fierce inside you, something that scares them. That's why they came for you in the first place. They saw your potential, your strength, and it terrified them. Because fear, it's a strange thing, strong on the surface but fragile underneath, and it only takes one spark to flip it into something unstoppable. And you've always been that spark. They tried to smother you, but you're still here, burning brighter than ever. And that right there, that's what haunts them, that's what keeps them awake. Because deep down they know no matter what they do, they can't break you. Not really. Now here's the part where most people give up. People tell you to let it go, to move on, to forgive and forget. But I'm not like them. I'm not here to spoon feed you that fake positivity garbage. No, I'm going to tell you the truth, the one no one's brave enough to say. You don't owe them forgiveness. You don't have to move on. Hell, you don't even have to forget what they did. But what you do need to do is stop letting it own you. Stop letting it write your story. They took something from you, yeah, but that doesn't mean they get to keep it. You take that power back. You grab all that pain, all that betrayal, and forge it into fire. Use it as fuel to drive yourself further than they ever dreamed. You could build something they can't touch, can't ruin, can't claim. Because that right there, kid, that's revenge, the kind that burns slow and bright, living your life so bold, so fierce that they can't look away, that they can't erase you from memory. Let them watch you rise, not because you need their applause, but because it'll eat them alive. Let them choke on the sight of you standing proud, unbroken, undefeated. Let them see that no matter what they tried, they couldn't kill your spirit. And here's the sweet part, the higher you rise, the deeper it cuts them, the more they'll feel what they threw away. And you won't even care. You'll be too busy thriving. That's what they'll never understand. They thought they won because they shattered your heart, because they left you bleeding, but they didn't win, kid. They just unlocked something inside you, something wild and unstoppable. They didn't break you, they freed you. Freed you from their lies, their manipulation, freed you from ever needing their approval again. And that freedom, that's worth more than any love they could have faked. So what now? How you going to sit there crying over ghosts, or stand up and take back your life? Because this world doesn't care about tears, it doesn't care about heartbreak, it only respects strength, will, and the ones still standing when the storm clears. And let me tell you something about people like them. They're cowards. They run when the thunder hits, they vanish when things get real, pretending you never existed. But you're still here. You faced every storm head on, every blow, every scar turned into armor. People like them hide from the rain. They'll never know what it feels like to stand in it, soaked to the bone, but still standing tall. And that, kid, that's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you unstoppable. You walked through hell and you didn't flinch. You stayed, you fought, and now you're stronger than they'll ever be. So don't give them the pleasure of seeing you fall. Don't let them think for one damn second that they ever won, because they didn't. You're still here, still breathing, still pushing forward through the wreckage, and that alone makes you dangerous. You've stared down the worst they could throw at you, and guess what? You made it out alive. Not just alive, stronger. They cracked your heart, sure, but your spirit they could never touch. And now the power's in your hands, not theirs, not anyone's, yours. And that right there scares the hell out of people like them, because you've become what they'll never understand. Someone who doesn't need their approval, someone who stands tall all alone, someone who can't be bent or bought. And that's you, kid. That's all you go on and show them they failed, that no matter how hard they tried, you never stayed down. Prove that your fire, your soul is unbreakable, because in the end that's the only thing that counts. They think they know you, don't they? They think they've read your story, just another broken thing left behind, just another body in their trail to whatever empty dream they're chasing. But they'll never find peace, because they're running from the truth you faced and conquered. The truth that everything fades, that every bond, every promise can collapse in a single breath. But you're not running, you're still standing right here, holding that pain, staring it dead in the eye. They call you broken, but what they don't see is that you're rebuilding yourself from the ashes, stronger, harder, fearless. You're creating something out of the wreckage, something they'll never be brave enough to make.